Welcome to the Ghost Heads Nerd Talk Podcast. Interviews and conversations about nerd culture from all around the world. Now here are your three Ghostbuster hosts, Joe, Rain, and Belle. Enjoy the show.
Hey everybody! Hey, what's going on? It's me, Ghostbuster Joe, and welcome to episode 94 of Ghost Head Nerd Talk Podcast. I'm Ghostbuster Joe.
And I'm Ray.
And we have a special guest as a co-host tonight. As you know, Val will be out for a while because she has lots of stuff going on, and we're all so proud of her here at Ghost Head Nerd Talk. So we have our friend here, Rain's buddy. So welcome back to the fold. Welcome back to Ghost Head Nerd Talk.
My bestie Natasha.
I always botch the name. Welcome back, Natasha. Welcome back, Natasha. So, quickly, I would like to honor a really big legend. We lost Quincy Jones, and the man, his fingerprints are on so many like legendary like songs, like Thriller, a song Tomorrow, and oh my gosh, it was like so many. But we would like to send our heartfelt condolences to the Jones family on his loss. But Quincy, thank you so much for what you've done for the music business. Rest in peace, my brother. So ladies, tonight, Rain, what do you want to cover tonight? What's the first topic?
Something we haven't touched on, probably. Let's get out of this planet. Let's go in outer space for a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
I'm ready.
Get that.
There you go.
I love it.
I'm still in Halloween mode. So.
I'm wearing my boys Ripe. I gotta represent my East Coast brothers Ripe, local indie band. Oh, they're kind of like an indie band, yeah. So yeah, spaceships. Get that spaceship going. So yeah, I think we covered a little bit of it with the aliens last time.
We talked about the paranormal, but yeah, I think we just touched on it just a little, but still,
Yeah.
It's still an interesting topic and something that gets a lot of talk about sometimes. You know, is there life outside this universe? You know, is there life elsewhere? You know.
Yeah, no, I love alien stuff. I haven't been into it so much lately. Obviously, the news is in other places, and there has not been a lot of news about UFO stuff, like on Reddit or just like in the atmosphere. You know, when David Grush came out with stuff, like I feel like
They probably know something's happening.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, but I like the philosophical exploration of it. For me, it overlaps with the ghost stuff and just the paranormal, all the weird stuff, because it's not just ghosts, it's not just alien, it's like this really weird thing happened. Like someone had a really weird experience and they swear it's true, and like I don't feel like everyone is lying. That would be weird.
No, exactly. There's way too many reports that just seem like it, and plus video evidence too. I mean, especially from the government. There's government evidence that shows stuff flying through the air by fighter pilots and things like that. You know,
there's a weird metal ball. Like there's a bunch with like these weird metal balls that are just flying around, like chrome balls out of it.
It's like
no. And plus, I think it was a great quote I liked in that Jodie Foster movie. It was like, the universe is just way too big to not have other life out there. And I agree with that, you know, because it's like that would be a lot of wasted space. And I totally agree. I mean, there are other galaxies beyond, so I mean, who's to say what's out there and what's not?
Yeah, we can't be that special. I think that would be weird. I don't know. Like, maybe there would be something. There'd be something. Like I think about this a lot. It's the Fermi paradox, where it's like, why haven't we gotten in contact with anyone? And it's not even just, oh yeah, it takes so long for them to travel, but why haven't they sent a drone, a self-replicating drone? Why isn't there like vehicles just flying through space, like space trash? Like there would be something. If like there's, unless we're like really early in the development of the universe, I don't think that would, maybe, I don't know. But again, it's like, you don't want to be like, we're special.
Or maybe they don't even want contact with us. They, I think I mentioned on the other episode, they fly by our planet and lock the door.
It's like, going to the hood. They're like, nah, lock the doors, kids. All the hands, all the little arms. That's what they say.
A lot of people would say that they did not give a flying fuck if they are seen by us, or like, it's like, no one, who's gonna believe you? You know, good luck, good people. Have fun.
Yeah. It's almost sad because like everybody is expected, like, oh, the aliens look like these big headed guys with these weird big eyes, and then there's other people say they have like tentacle arms like they had on The Simpsons and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like,
well, there wouldn't be just one alien, probably. I think like my theory is if the gray aliens are real, that they are drones, self-replicating drones. Mm. There was like, I'm going to say this wrong. This guy, Al-Hashid, I think is his name, but he is like an Israeli, like Space Force guy. And he was like, oh yeah, there's a like coalition of like 12 countries. We're not a part of it. And they like have a federation with the aliens, basically, and talk about aliens and stuff. And who knows, but I love that. I'm like, oh my God, what if that was true? The tea.
Right? Yeah.
I don't know. I like to explore all of the stuff.
Yeah,
it's just like the what if, you know. I love sci-fi too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, the implications, like it would something like that would be quite amazing if some alien dropped out of the planet, you know, and like opened the door like, hey, what's up? You know, I mean, like I can see people hating them and then people like liking them, and because it's like I think that's why they maybe haven't contacted, or maybe the world doesn't know, because you know, we can't even like each other. You know, how are we supposed to like another species? So I mean,
have you ever tried to bring up aliens with someone and they're like, no, absolutely not?
Right.
Like, oh, interesting. Like I love it when people are like, no, that cannot be true. Like any, like, you know, I was raised in like an atheist household, but like any militant atheism, I'm just like, oh, interesting. Why? What is that? What would happen if there was something that would that rock the world? You know, like
they're just. But those are the same people that love Star Wars, and I mean, not saying all of them are like that, but some people they'll like the space and sci-fi stuff, but say no, there's no aliens. It's not real.
Yeah, exactly. But it's just like, but you don't know, and like we don't know anything. There's so little we know. Like, I love it. People who deny it immediately know you're onto them. Yeah. Are they secret aliens? Some people say they walk among us. That's what Robert Bigelow, the billionaire.
Don't you remember Men in Black? Those are the ones that they say there's no aliens, and then you see them walk out of the room, and then you see a tentacle come out of their neck.
Yeah.
How are you supposed to remember? They just flash you, right?
Yeah.
They just flash.
Well, that was like a whole thing. Like the government has been like, you are made to feel like an idiot if you even entertain anything that's outside any of that, and that's slowly gone away, and now there's all these like documentaries coming out about aliens by like sci-fi directors, which is interesting. I don't know what that's about, you know.
No, I like that we're getting more information, but at the same time there's too many deep fakes and like too much footage that looks real, but yet it's stuff that could be faked, and that's what sucks about that, because then that makes people not believe. Because we have so much computer technology and things like that that can fake that kind of shit. So we don't know if it's real anymore.
That's the whole like, you know, tinfoil hat thing, is that the government put out a bunch of fakes, so you don't know what's fake and what's real. And you are dumb if you share a fake one, and then you're immediately discredited. Like there are people who had a lot of credibility and like reporters, and then they tell you one weird story where they go to a government compound and the government's like, we killed JFK, and then it's like, why did they tell me that? And then it's just like
right next to Jimmy Hoffa.
And if that did happen, you tell everyone. Everyone's like, okay, that happened to.
Now go back to your little
Molten
cocoon.
Owl.
Right.
She was the one that like did all the stories about the cows that have had, or the animals that had blood drained, desang.
Oh yeah, the mutilated stuff. Yeah, some of that's exactly.
It's
why
very
is
strange. Like
it is very strange, right?
Yeah.
I always found it weird whenever time they would say like these farmers are like my cows were drained with the blood, and I'm like, those poor aliens. They're like saying, why the hell would we drain blood from a cow, man? You guys are whack, man. Lock the doors. You suckers are mean.
Burgers are cool.
Yeah, why just? Well, it's not just blood. I think they also take their like intestinal tract or something too, like from mouth to from start to end.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not just cows; it's like other animals too. And some people theorize that they found people like that. But if you told other people, I think the idea of something being above you on the food chain is like bloat. I don't know. It's too much. That scares me actually. Like,
Right.
If something could pick you up, it's like that. The movie Nope, where the alien, like, I don't know if you've seen it, but I don't want to give it away. But essentially, you get abducted. This alien's like, "Fuck you." Just like the idea of them being able to just swoop you from the air, take you, and you can't help it. There's no protections in place.
No,
you can't put in place. You can't lock the door.
Yeah.
Like, in theory,
Can't exactly call 911.
Yeah, exactly.
Call Space Force.
Yeah, that's like terrifying. Like I've listened to a lot of UFO stories, and there's some of them sound so outlandish, and some of them there's a lot of things where it's like I got poked with a wand, like a silver wand, up my nose or in my belly button. That's like a repeating one that a lot of people have experienced, and they said it was really painful. And it's just like that sounds terrible. So
terrifying too. Yeah.
No, it's so terrifying. Like, so part of me is like, I want to know if there's aliens, but I don't want to be the one to have to go through any of that.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Just like wave from, get close enough, I can see you, and then give me a wave. We're real. Okay, bye.
They're gonna come down dressed like thugs with like these bandanas. You can see the big ass head with the little blue bandana with the shirt. Yo, SA, we real, son. We aliens.
Exactly. Try telling that to someone. They really
They'll be like, Joe, lay off the weed. Joe, stop eating CBDs. But they're so good, Joe. The aliens are not real. Yes, they are, man. They're my imagination.
But going back to that point where it seems like the government could be putting out fakes. I mean, I could see why they wouldn't tell the people back in the 40s and 50s because there was a lot of mass hysteria. People probably couldn't handle it. But I think nowadays people can. We are much more open to that, and we're more, even though we have the internet, we're more connected. But it's like I think people we wouldn't have this mass hysteria. I don't think, because we have too many people that are into those kinds, that are into different things and things like that. We're open to that. So I don't think that
it depends what the ramifications are. Like if we find out they've had clean energy and have been using like gas and like just making money off of that and like effing up the environment just to, profit, if something like that came out, what little trust with the government people would have would crumble.
I mean, we have little trust in it already, but yeah, no.
But also, like, a lot of people like whatever about stuff too. They'll be like, okay, well, do I still get Starbucks and can watch cartoons? Okay.
I want to ask if they want to join me. I would love to sit and watch a like 90s cartoon with an alien. Like I'll be watching like Doug and be like, what do you think? Do you think?
If the radio waves are going out in space, they're just getting I Love Lucy reruns, so we're not there yet.
That'd be funny if they're like, we have not got this show called Saved by Bell. Saved by the Bell. What? No, don't correct me. Sorry.
You assume aliens would speak English.
Yeah.
That was one thing I liked with Star Wars is that they said that English was called Galactic Basic. I thought was really neat. Yeah.
It's,
Let me
it's
get
like, sci-fi. Star
Right,
Wars
right.
is kind of like, yeah. Don't worry about it. It just is.
Right.
And I
Everyone
get
speaks
that
Star Wars.
pretty nerd girl, the alien girl, to be like knocking on my window at night. I'll be like
That's
in
like
every
every
one of
dude's
those
fantasy.
movies,
Yeah.
these
Making
movies.
with a hot alien babe.
She's like, can I come in, Joe? And I'm just like, yeah, but the whole time I don't see the below the window. It's like a squid woman, and I'm just like, come on in.
Ooh, that's not right.
And you're like, woohoo.
Galaxy Quest.
Joe died, and be like, Joe died. Moment of silence for Joe. Got squidded to death.
Yeah, aliens are like, you guys are gross. We can't.
Right.
No, I'm
Futurama. It's like that Futurama episode with the squid person with the what was it, squid? Yeah, it was a squid person, right? Wasn't
like
it like
Galaxy
episode?
Quest.
Yeah, the Galaxy Quest was
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah.
I'm sure Futurama has something like that too.
Yeah, there was the giant thing that came out of the universe or
Oh,
another galaxy. I think it was open. It was like a opening in the sky or something like that. But then
They
they
like
found out.
turn them all into one organism.
Yes,
basically.
yes. But where it was actually his genitals. It was his genitals that was like fucking everybody. They're not tentacles, they're genitals. Yeah.
Oh, they're so genticles. That's a new way of saying genitals. Oh, they're so genticles. I know they're nice, right?
Yeah, I can't wait to get some new alien news or something. Give me something. Give me some like little Peruvian alien bodies, something juicy. You can make memes of it. I'll take it. I'll accept it. I
Like-
still think those could be real. It's so bad.
Do you
Aliens
guys
are
think we'll find something out in our lifetime? Do you think we'll find something out in our lifetime?
Some people keep talking about 2027, like, oh, something's coming. That's why they're letting all these like documentaries coming out. They're like
Really?
acclimating us to the idea of it, basically.
Interesting. It's like the new 2012.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly. Take it with a grain of salt. But part of me's like, maybe that could be cool.
Yeah.
Do I want? What would happen? The fall of things. I don't know. Who knows? Could be fun. I don't know. Maybe terrible.
It's so crazy because like anytime my dad would see the military releases of footage of like see like the dots where the planes are, and then this one dot flies up and goes across. My dad's like, isn't the military have like these weapons, like guns that go boom, boom, boom really hard at something that they see? And then he goes, nah, spaceship too fast. They couldn't shoot at that. The bullets would then fall to the ground.
It's zooming. You can't. It's already gone.
At the time the bullet goes out of the gun, it's gonna kill a bird.
At the same time, our military still uses aircraft made in the 80s. So I mean, and early 90s. So I mean, the F-22
We know
Raptor is
about
the only newest aircraft that's out there. I mean, I don't think they're even using the F-35 yet. So
2012.
what a letdown! Yeah,
I know. It didn't end.
I like John Cusack in it though.
Yeah. Like maybe if everything could just chill out in 2027, that'd be great. If the aliens could come and be like, okay, we're taking over, you guys, like we're gonna chill everything out. Like, we're in charge now, but it's like nice.
You know what'd be cool? If like they came in 2020 and everybody's in their masks and they're like, what the fuck? And then they're like, peace out. We don't want to die. Like, what
Like
the
we'll be
fuck?
back in 7 years.
We'll be back in 7 years. This is odd. I could see them like, I don't know why in my head I hear aliens talking like, what's his name from Futurama? The green guy. Why are you
Kid?
guys? Yeah, why are you guys so weird? Why are you wearing masks? Awkward. And they just run back in the spaceship and they take off.
I mean, to even try to be like to know what they're thinking is so crazy because, like, who knows if they have the same type of autonomous identities that we do?
Right. I mean, who knows? They might even travel through space like we do, or think of, they might use interdimensional portals or things like that. Who knows?
Yeah, fold space. Something.
Yeah.
Oh, one of my I might have talked about this last time, but one of my favorite like silly conspiracy theories is that the government or that physics. Our understanding of today's physics is a government psyop to throw us off the set of like anti-grav because a lot of like anti-grav scientists like randomly die and stuff.
Really?
Yeah, and it's just like, oh, I love it because like I don't understand string theory, and a lot of physicists don't either. Like science is like a carefully constructed, like you're the smartest at the top, so we're gonna trust you, and then it's a bunch of theories and a lot of things that don't quite all fit together, right? Like it's still all pretty like our science and understanding of the universe, I think, is still really young and like really basic. AI and like maybe these computers they're working on, like the quantum computers, I don't know, maybe that will solve a lot of things in the next 5-10 years, who knows. But
Yeah, the quantum computing is very very interesting, and I study a little bit on quantum mechanics, so it's another great interesting field of theory on it. I like the aspect of it because it opens doors to lots of different things and answers some possible questions that could happen. So it's very cool.
yeah, surely they could figure it out, right? Or I don't know, or maybe not, maybe we'll never know, but I would like to think that we'll like, it's cool that we might see some really great things in our lifetime.
Yeah
20 years from
I mean,
now.
if you look at how far computing has come in such a short time too, it's really moved so far forward. I mean, who would have thought, even when I was a kid, that you would have a handheld computer in your hand that does all this stuff. I mean, even 20 years ago, we just had barely the Nokia cell phones that could just play Snake and you just hold a phone number. That was it. So I mean, how far it's just come from there. It's great. It's crazy.
What I love about it is we've made technology that even we don't fully understand. We're like, we made it somehow. It's kind of like in Contact where they make the machine. They have, they don't know what it does, but and it feels like that's what we're doing with AI and quantum computing. A little bit, just like who knows what's gonna happen. It's gonna be cool.
Right.
See, the other thing that I'm really like, you guys keep all the topic with the aliens, like. The other thing I really want, like one day they'll let the cameras into where everybody's been wanting to go for years with the aliens. Go where that, you know what I'm talking about?
Area 51.
Yeah, or just wherever they're like they have the spaceships. Like there was one like journalist, this Australian guy, like on his name, but he was like really big, and he said that there was like one UFO that was so big they just built a building around it instead of moving it. And a lot of like UFO people have seen like massive UFO, like things that are like huge in the sky. Like if that fell, it would really.
Yeah, Arizona Lights. Over Phoenix. I remember that was one. I think there was another one over like Texas or something like that, in Florida. Like major cities, like stuff you just can't explain. Yeah. And like in the mass amount of people saw it, so it wasn't like one isolated person or something.
Yeah, there's like lots of group sightings of UFOs, which is interesting. I would love to be a part of a group sighting. That would be great. That would be perfect. Just the right amount of UFO.
That'll be the day that I come see rain in California. Like, there's a sighting. We're going. But I wanted to see California. No, we're going to see a sighting.
If you're in California, I won't be there. That's where I'm from, but I don't live there right now.
Or I go to see you and then find out the sighting. I'm like, we're going to a sighting, but I want to see a town. But the aliens are cool too.
All right, so here's a question. So let's say an alien comes down and you're the very first person to meet them. What would you say?
Oh, man.
Welcome to Earth.
I try to be funny with them because like how I am. I'd be like, yo, what's up? My name is Joe. Welcome to Earth. You know what?
I'd be like,
I can see Rain going, hey, here you go. I'd be like, hey, want to watch YouTube with me? Let's go. Watch.
Yeah. We're about to music videos. Sit down.
Want to watch this? Want to watch this podcast that I do called Ghost Head Nerd Talk? Take my phone. Don't get smudge on it. Here you go.
They're like, Joe, we've been watching that forever.
Like,
yeah,
we've been watching our show. Your show won't get off our screens. I think you gave us a virus on our spaceship. It just keeps playing those old ass episodes. Why do you sit in the dark? And I'm like, sit in that. Oh, that's the old show.
I guess I'd be like, tell me some universal truths or tell me something that would blow my mind, you know? Like, yeah, I don't know if they would know.
Oh,
like,
God.
Metaphysical things, or, you know?
What would you tell them that would make them think like different about Earth, like, or like Earthlings? Like, what would you tell them?
Stay away. Not all of us are bad.
Yeah. I would just try to establish if we could communicate, if it's like a psychic thing, or, you know, like if this is like a even exchange, you know, why are you here?
I know a person I would say, hey, see this guy? Here you go. See this guy? He looks like you a little bit, but he's wearing a suit. You could have him. We don't want him anymore.
I don't know if I would try to take a photo. I feel like that would be rude.
No, I'm not saying take a picture. I would show him a picture of a person and be like, hey, here's this picture of this guy. He's got a suit on. His skin color is almost like yours. I can give you his address where he lives. You could have him. We don't want him.
Okay. I would maybe try to go on the spaceship. I don't know. There'd be so many things I'd ask first. What happens when we die?
Oh, Jesus.
It seems like Andrew would just be, what?
Yeah. I guess who knows? It's hard to say how you would react. I might just punch it. I don't know. Like, knowing me, that seems like a weird panic response.
Nyla, can I touch your arm? Wow. I can see.
I would have to trust that I would be returned. Like,
yeah, right.
They're not like the creeps of the universe. They trick you. They're like they say we're the normal aliens, and then the thing closes, and you just hear Natalie just leaves out this long, scary scream, and it just takes off. They're the creepy uncle of the alien world.
I think I would. I would try to establish a dialogue, but also try to let them know I come in peace. I'm not here to hurt you. You know, these will hurt me. You know?
Yeah, you're like,
let's use
Make sure you have your Swiss Army knife set to knife. As soon as you have it, leave it open upside down in your pocket. So if they like go to try to grab you and do something weird, it's just like, wah.
I would assume that they would be able to do whatever they want. They could freeze me. Like, I don't think like
they're flying a fucking spaceship. I'm assuming they got something.
I've never heard any UFO stories that I was like, "Don't fuck with me, alien," and aliens just left.
You like? I can see. That's the other thing I've heard. Like the myth about aliens, like when they go to your house, they you can't move. It's like almost they push in. They have like a freeze button, so it's just like you go to. Yeah, it's like they'll go right in your house. They walk right in the door, and you're just like
through the door, like
right through the door, and eat the cat.
I've seen the reports of that, but I wonder how much of that is like the sleep paralysis thing that I hear about. Also.
How do you know if the aliens aren't putting you into a sleep paralysis state and you're half like understanding what's going on? There's so many things. Like a lot of people get put to sleep fully in their like UFO experiences. Maybe some people just are better at fighting it. I don't know.
Yeah. No, that's an idea.
Because if you're like, let's say, existing on a different wavelength and phasing through things and like messing with someone's reality, your brain would have a really hard time conceptualizing that, especially if you were in like a half awake state or they drugged you or who knows. Like maybe they're just loading you up with like some weird alien drug.
Yeah. Well, that laser that goes
it's
around
that alien weed.
yeah.
It's out of this world.
It has to have some kind of like trancing stuff on it. You know what I mean? Because whenever they say the alien spaceship, focused on your house, a light goes around the house before the aliens come down and come.
Yeah, like a tractor beam kind of thing.
It could
There was
have,
like I watched a little bit of a documentary where this woman
Yeah.
swore that people could see her getting like lifted out of her house and stuff, or her apartment. I couldn't finish it though; it felt too contrived. That's the thing with a lot of the alien stuff; like it feels really cheesy and stuff.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
Too
it's like the
cheesy to
Simpsons
believe that.
aliens, the big face and those big black eyes. It's like, well, do they really have the big eyes and the big head?
A lot of people have seen those descriptions, like the
Oh, the
grays,
gray
the small and the
right?
tall grays. Yeah, and they've also seen a lot of human looking beings.
Humanoid ones, yeah.
Yeah, humans. Yeah. And then they have like tall Nords, which I don't know if that's true, which is like, you know, like tall, blonde, blue eyed, like humanoid.
I would be taken away. They'd be like, they would know. They would see my brain and be like, redhead, tall, red hair,
Human redheads, Joe.
big freckles. I'll be sleeping and I'll wake up, look and see like this redhead in my window, gets my window like this going. I'll be like, oh my God, it's her. She finally came. I'll come in.
Some Barbarella. kind
Oh
of-
God, Barbarella.
yeah.
I'll be like, she
That's
finally
the piano that was making her orgasm a lot. I just want that.
yeah. What kind of future is that, and how do I get to
Yeah.
there?
Yeah, right. Now.
random like, I don't know what happened to Joe. I haven't heard from him for like 5 days. I don't know where he is. he's somewhere. He's somewhere. I try to send messages. My phone gets all the error messages. I'm like, damn it. What the hell?
Yeah,
is
if
wrong
you
with
were just, you would just seemingly disappear to all of your friends and family. Like, I guess you were taken away. Like, I guess people could be taken away and you would just think that they ran away or something happened to them. I don't know. I don't know a lot about this.
I think my mom would find Rain's number and be like, what did you do to Joe? I don't know. Disappeared.
I like how you assume I already know where you're at.
Yeah, yeah. Across the country, you definitely know where he is, right?
I got you outside my friend. He's by Saturn right now.
Yeah, I think your mom. I think my mom would tell my. I think Rain would tell my dad. I live on the West Coast, Joe. Big Joe. Do you really think I know where your son is?
He's not in my room.
He's hiding in my room. I dressed him as a bear. He's in my living room.
He's nowhere, so he must have been abducted by aliens. That's just the only logical conclusion. There's no
A
evidence.
flock of
to
redheaded
support
aliens. Gone.
Oh, so
forever.
here's a question. So let's say you meet the alien and then and they offer you to take them to their planet to come check it out. Would you go?
I don't got a lot going on here.
Like you got DJs on your planet?
I know. It's like, I'm like, can I be back by the 14th? I gotta get
I got a gig, man.
Let me see your planet. Do you have a lot of YouTubers? How many podcasters do you have on your planet? None. Oh, can I bring my laptop? Can that be me? Can I bring my laptop?
There's a lot of
If-
decisions.
I don't know, right? Because do you trust them? Do you just go with? Right? What if they can bring you back within a week or something? Because if
I
they have
don't know if
interstellar
I-
travel,
I
They
don't
could
think
take
an alien would be more trustable than your average human.
right?
Oh God.
Like lots of animals aren't like, I wouldn't trust a dolphin more than I trust a random person. I wouldn't trust like dolphins more than I
That's
trust-
true.
But it's just like if there are these intelligent beings that are still can be morally, reprehensible. So it's just like really hard to know to trust them because they could so easily lie to me. Like if I was a
Right,
messed up advanced alien, I would just lie to them. Like if
Right.
I was just
Yes,
like,
we're taking you to
kidding.
our planet.
yeah,
That's what I'm
like,
saying.
psych.
It's like, psych, we gotta
Oh,
test you
God.
every way.
Do we choose the alien or the bear in the woods? That's
I would
I'll
say
take the bear.
I live in the woods. I see enough of them motherfuckers. I'd go for the bear. I'd go for the alien because either I will be tested and used as like a test dummy forever, or I'll be seeing some hot ass alien girls with like 3 boobs.
Yeah, that's best case. Worst case, best case.
That's been worse.
Too much Total Recall for you.
Yeah.
It's like exactly just Total Recall. Like it's like it'll be like just imagine like going up to some advanced civilizations, just like some sci-fi movie had it actually spot on. Like you're like, oh no, they're like, yeah, this they knew. Oh,
In the future, all women had 3 tits.
yeah.
Like rain. I come back with like I when I land on the planet, and like you get like 10 or 15 messages. Oh my God, Rain, I'm back. You're like, back from where? I was in like some planet. It's Rain. In the alien girls have 3 boobs.
You miss 100 of the percent of the UFOs you don't go to their planet.
Right.
Because you will be
But
there.
what if you thinking you're in a zoo? You're now in an interplanetary zoo. Then what?
It's like
Do I have
on
to
your
pay
left,
rent?
Do I get free healthcare?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do
like,
I
you
have
have
like
healthcare?
a thing that makes food, whatever, well, like mac and cheese?
Yes. That would be too bad. No.
Be like, I'd be like burritos. burritos.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just keep pushing-
Replicator. Sitch.
That'd be funny, Rain. We're like in the zoo next to each other. And I keep going burritos. You're like, Joe, you gotta stop pushing the burritos button. I don't want burritos. Oh, they put us in the same thing. And they're like, because I go, I'm a YouTuber and blah blah blah, and then they see us on camera because they're watching. They for some reason see Rain, so they grab Rain and we're like, I wake up, we're like, oh, Rain, we're here together, and then it's like, and on your left is these American the Earth YouTubers, Earth TV stars, and Rain's like, TV stars? We're not TV stars.
The PDJs in her enclosure for enrichment.
And it's just like,
She knows me.
like, or it has it separately, like we're like in the same like cubicle, but it's like, and they pull the curtain back, and now here's what they call on Earth a DJ. And Rain's just like,
What do they call them? Disc jockeys when they don't play with discs. I don't know why I made the aliens British, but you know.
well, they could.
Yeah, the aliens are.
Aliens.
I don't know. Yeah, I would. Who knows? We'll see. We'll maybe we'll do another episode if there's some aliens.
Oh yeah.
I would
That's an
love there to
interesting
be more
prospect,
stuff.
yeah.
Now I've gotten into like metaphysical stuff, just because that's like something to explore and philosophize on. Some people think aliens could be from the future, or like maybe they're, because like they are humanoid. Like that is kind of strange.
Yeah, that is strange. Yeah.
I don't know. There's some really crazy theories. There's one theory that we're like in a soul prison, and this is actually like kind of more of like a hologram.
Oh God.
I've heard that too. Yeah, the whole Matrix. We're in the Matrix kind of thing.
Oh,
I mean, there are some weird shit that I've seen that looks very off, and like there was some icicles or something that didn't have anything attached to it, and there's a bubble that floats in the air, but there's nothing around it. And
Oh yeah, glitches in the Matrix.
yeah, glitches in the Matrix. Yeah. I seen bits of video on that, and I'm like, I don't know. I mean, then what the fuck is wrong with the program?
Yeah, I'd have to see it myself. Yeah, and like, why is the program so complex and annoying? Why is it?
Wouldn't it be crazy though if you died and then suddenly you wake up and then you pull the goggles off the machine and they're like, so how'd you like it?
Yeah, like Roy and
yeah.
Roy over there. It's like, oh, you know, the carpet over you bashed the carpet.
Like, what? They died?
Quality carpet. Yeah. Or there was another
like
episode like that with Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty had one like that.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant, not Futurama.
Yeah.
It's been minutes since I've watched either. I need a good sci-fi too.
No, but that would be interesting though. I mean, if we are in some computer state, but I don't know.
It'd be a lot to generate. Like even like if your brain is in a jar, like they could just generate your own consciousness. But then it'd be like, what's the point of any of that? Like,
Yeah,
like
right.
Waste, you know.
Like,
Just to watch me play video games for like 4 hours.
I I get distracted playing video games, then my phone lights up and I'm like, pause, what's this on the phone? Oh, I was just playing video games and I totally got zapped back into my phone. Like,
Like I love how the Matrix came out, people were like, oh my God, is that real? And then people actually thought, well, the human body as a battery would be a stupid idea. I like that they were actually going on the science of that. And I was just like, oh, that does make sense. That would be a dumb idea.
Just harness a star, which is just like little burning pellets of pure energy, like not little,
Something,
but
right.
yeah. Like on a cosmic scale, I guess. Free energy is right there. So easy.
That was on an episode of Futurama too. Don't you remember the episode with the senior home where they had the people all like,
oh yeah, the near death star. Yes.
Yes, the doc. And they had them all sleeping, everybody. I got sad. I was like, no.
Like it keeps them from driving.
Yeah. Oh God, yes. But I was like, oh God. That was like a week before I started at my job. I was like,
oh, that's right. You were going to
no. Good thing is, oh no. I'm gonna be Joe. Can you go? That was the first week I was there. Like, Joe, can you go get the tray out of someone's room? And then I was like, oh my God, what if I walk into the room and it's like that? It's just like they're like in a bed with and it's just like, what do I do? Take the food and run. What did I just see? Yeah, my life. Imagination.
Let's see, what else are we talking about? Okay, we still got some time talking about aliens. Oh, interesting. I like this pop-up video.
Do it with batteries instead. That's an idea.
Yeah, humans for processing power. I mean, our brains are basically walking computers with we do convert power and support the brain.
Yeah, true.
So we could have complex to
the brain is what? Nothing but electrical.
Going.
Yeah.
For some reason.
That was funny what you said about the we're in the Matrix and there's glitches, but hey, like I can think of this even funnier. We're in the Matrix, there's a lot of glitches, and the Matrix is supposed to push the update like a few years ago in like 2020, and they still haven't pushed the update button. You know, on the iPhone it says update, and it just has a 1 on the bar, and then it's like 2 or 3 or 4. I went to a gym my sister Sassy goes to, and I walked around the side to talk to the girl, and I looked at my eyes went right to the computer screen, and it went to the bottom bar. And it was a Mac, and it says, I was like, you have 2 updates. And she's like, we do? And I'm like, yeah, that's what that number means. Nerd. I know. I walked away like Key and Peele. I'm like, nerd. You're such a nerd. Girls are never gonna like you. I had to like walk away. I was like, such a nerd. Never. And that'd be funny. It's like, oh my God, we've had an update since 2019. No. And
is that what happened in 2020? We forgot the update. They forgot
the
update the world.
That's why everybody in the world got sick. Because they didn't update the server. It was a virus that nobody knew about.
There you go.
There you go. Or
I think we might be the virus, but
yeah. Or even worse, the computer wasn't updated since 2001. Oh no, it's still one of those old computers. They haven't updated it. No.
Or someone's hacked the simulation.
Yeah,
and that's what billionaires are.
Well, since we're now done with like the alien topic, something that Natasha and I kind of like is the metaphysical and kind of spiritual realm, like when it deals with like psychics and things like that. What are your theories and thoughts on that kind of stuff? I mean, because there's so much, right? I mean, there's tarot reading, there's those crystals, and then there's like the herbs, and then like witchcraft, and that where actually people make like concoctions and potions, and then things with like candles, and like there's so much different like that's out there. There's a whole lot. There's a huge thing to it.
Yeah, I've been burning a yellow candle because I need a job, and it's on Wednesdays. It's like the yellow candle. It's like Saint Joseph, I think. Oh, I should know this. I just started it, but it's like Jesus is dead, and he's like the saint of getting a job or something like that. And I'm like, you know what? Nothing, I'm gonna do the other stuff too, but just in case.
Right, can't hurt.
Like I make a vision board, and I go and I look at the vision board, and I'm like, a lot of this stuff is accurate, actually, or like kind of happened or came to fruition. And I was like, and it's so hard to know what is me. Like if we're all like creating a shared simulation together, like I think about that as a theory. Like
Right, manifestation.
yeah, like because I've definitely like had a weird experience where I felt like I got pulled into someone else's consciousness once, and it was very strange, and I felt very like, oh, this isn't me, this is somebody else. I was like, we were on substances, and they were like kind of not having a great time laying on the floor, and I like held them to like try to get them to like unwrap their arm around this thing, and I felt like I got pulled into it, and it was very much like silly, like a dream almost, but it was like it was like how I like interpreted him, I guess, or I'm not sure where my brain came up with it, but it was like motorcycles and like skeletons riding on like flaming motorcycles and stuff like that, and he has like all these fire tattoos and things, and like rides dirt bikes. And it's so hard to know what was my brain interpreting those signals that I was getting from him. But we were like, I was holding him, and I do believe that we like exchanged like energy vibe information. Someone can walk into a room and completely change the energy. And they can, after you hang out for a while, everyone kind of comes close to the same energy. You can feel other people trying to bring it one way or the other. There's like people try to pull the vibe in different directions sometimes.
Yeah. No, that's interesting. It's very cool. Because, right, I mean, with the brain, it's just nothing but what? Electrical impulses. So, and we know energy travels through the air. So who's to say it doesn't, leave and come back, or we're able to receive?
Yeah, it's all like, I mean, all the like molecules are just, it's mostly empty space, and where it's all like tethered together, and then we like see a person, but what does it really mean?
Yeah. Exactly.
My brain filling in those things. It's a survival mechanism that has gotten so complex we don't even know what we're interpreting necessarily. And the things that we don't see, like we could shut out things that don't serve our survival.
What was it? I saw a report once that that said that the brain reacts so fast that it actually reacts before your muscles move, so it's already knows what you're going to do before you do it, kind of thing. I remember seeing something that was quite interesting. So it's like, so does the brain moving slightly ahead than where we think we are, and in time, because if it already knows the reaction, like sometimes with like reflexes and things, does it already know that that's going to happen? Or just be more
making calculations. Like when you see something being thrown at you and you catch it, it's calculating where it's going to be.
Right.
Like the brain does really like humans are really so fascinating and unique compared to animals. Not that many walk upright, not that many can eat meat and vegetables or omnivores. Like the fact that we're just like hairless and we can see really far and walk and run really far. Like we have a lot of opposable thumbs, not just our brains, which are also like kind of complex and crazy too.
Yeah.
So I like to think about that. I don't know why. Then that goes into like, is that aliens like prodding humans, like moving us along in a direction? But again, what would be the purpose?
Right.
Like a lot of
that's
work.
the existential question of the universe, right? Why are we here?
Yeah.
What's the purpose of all this?
Yeah. Is it just an accidental thing like mold on bread? And we're just like in this tiny little bubble, which is Earth, which is flying through space at incredible speed and rotating really fast, just like a little speck of dust through the universe.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Like it's in a sea of dust, in the river of it. We're so small, so like I wonder if we're just our time, like if time is relative to the beholder, like if you live less longer, does time feel stretched out? Or does time move the same way?
I mean, especially with like, what, over 100 years ago, people only lived till like, there were like mid 40s and 50s. I mean, now our life expectancy is much further. So it's right. How did they perceive time? You know, was it the same? You know, especially if you're dying in your 40s. I mean, I would have been dead already.
We have very different life decisions, I think.
Oh,
Like maybe you live more in the moment then, but like if you knew you were
Oh.
gonna live to 500, would you make some of the same decisions? I think a lot less people would get married and stuff.
yeah, right. I got a couple more 100 years. What do I need to worry
Yeah.
about? You're
Or
right.
it would be more like people would be used to uncoupling. But 500 is a long time.
But that's what
Go
makes
on.
us unique too, because we don't have so much time on this planet. You know, we do a lot. You know, we get a lot accomplished, and we do, you know, so many things because we know that there's not a whole lot of time left.
Yeah.
So it's like I guess a two-way street kind of thing, or something like that.
It gives it meaning in a weird way, knowing that it's finite and we do not continue. And so we need to believe in those rules too, to live like these meaningful lives. Because I also think if we knew that we did continue on after death, it would change like the current meaning of now. People wouldn't necessarily be living in the moment either.
Yeah. Less parties.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe
You
more.
would be like, YOLO!
Yeah, right. Yeah, you only live once. So I mean, that's been like, yeah.
It's just like, I'll get it on the next round, you know? But it's like, but then at the same time, people like assign regret to things and like, does any of it really matter? And it's like, because it doesn't matter when you're dead. None of it matters. It doesn't matter if you did party or didn't party because you're dead.
No shit. Yeah.
I don't think that's gonna be on the application for heaven or hell. Like, did you party?
Hell yeah.
I'm like sitting next to
Well, why
another
would it be an application when they already know?
I don't know, like, you know,
More paperwork, really? Kill me again.
yeah, it's like you know, like that guy in heaven, like the big guy with the beard that's at the gates, and he's just like, fill this out. It's like, poof, hits the table, and you're like, oh God, name.
Why does it feel like it would be like Hitchhiker's Guide, where it'd be like there's some weird alien, like, you know, you gotta go to get the form from over 3, you know, or some shit like that.
Yeah,
And you
just
stand in this
weird
long
bullshit.
line. You need form 2 before you get in line. It's some bullshit.
Yeah, you just like make contact with aliens, and then they're like, "Yeah, it's just more of the same bullshit up there. It's even more complex and annoying. Actually, good luck. Like, you think your election's annoying? Wait till you get up there."
It takes 3 years to put
Beetlejuice
someone
waiting in
alien
line
world.
forever, you know.
Yeah,
Every Wednesday that you have to wear pink. What? Damn it! I don't have that
yeah,
many.
you just
darn.
wear jumpsuits. That could be
Yeah,
great.
instead of on Earth, you guys, the men wear clothes, the men wear women's dresses, and I'm like, woo! Thank God, my legs are nice.
You can still do that.
No one's stopping you.
I wouldn't like
If
to.
the card can do it, you can do it. The future's now.
Yeah, Joe shows up at work wearing a dress. Hey
I mean,
guys,
fashion does change so much. I mean,
Yeah.
so
I'll wear a skirt. Don't worry, ladies.
which I find it funny that people, you know,
Next
like
week.
the 80s. Like we had the clothes in the 80s, and then we went to the 90s, and people hated all the 80s shit. And then we went to the 2000s, and people started to like the 80s stuff again. So it's funny to see, like, and plus the interpretation, like they all think we wore like bright pink dresses and all this other weird shit. And it's like, no, that's not really what we wore. You know?
It's like I get pissed off when I see that, and I'm like, they're like, we're going 80s, and I'm like, oh, cool. It's gonna have like Ghostbusters
Very
logos.
cliche, and it's not anything we all wore. It's just like the typical thing that people thought we were, but it's like, no, we didn't wear any of that.
Yeah, it's like nostalgia glasses put on. I mean, that's just like capitalisming. It's like why things go out of style just because then your house too. It's like, oh, well, now you need to update it and spend money, or you're tacky.
Right.
I do like her back in the 90s because my style hasn't changed since then. So.
I get yelled at by my mom because sometimes I have T-shirts that I wore in high school that I'll wear now. And my mom's like, "Did you wear that in high school?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I still fit in it, right?" And then I just move on. Yep. Didn't have the cool shit I have now, but you know, still have the T-shirt I wore, Crow T-shirt I wore since I was in high school.
That's cool. You kept it that long.
Yeah, they don't make T-shirts like they used to.
Yeah, the logos are like paper. Like I went to a t-shirt shop at the mall and I got a Dudes at Ringside t-shirt. And I was during the summertime, I was going to a wrestling show and I literally was sitting in the car with my dad and I could feel the sweat under my shirt because of the freaking logo. My dad's like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "I'm adjusting my shirt. I can feel the sweat billowing under the
Yeah, it just like scrapes off over like 3 years. You're like, okay, cool, that's fun.
That was one thing I hated in the 80s when they had Gore-Tex. I don't know if you remember what Gore-Tex was, but it was essentially there were shirts that when you got warm, they would change color. So it's like all it did was just show the sweat spots on you, like when you changed. So I was like, this is the stupidest fucking thing. But it would be thought when they were so cool because it was like they changed color, you know.
Don't they make shoes out of that and it like never like the shoes will last forever, but literally it never will like disintegrate, like or something
Maybe.
like that. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. It was this like it was called Gore-Tex, and it just remember being called Gore-Tex.
The future Gore-Tex just sounds like a future material. Like that sounds like on Nickelodeon, like Alex Mack or something.
On the next Gore-Tex.
That's like another
I
show.
invented it.
That's another show that really never got its props. Alex Mack, like the way they had her character get doused with acid, and then she started turning into water, like a water-like substance,
Or like a metallic. It was like silver, metal, like mercury. It looked
Yeah.
like mercury.
What show was this?
Alex
you were out drinking. You didn't watch it.
Oh,
yeah,
no, I did.
that was
Yeah.
like Nickelodeon in the late 90s.
Oh yeah, I was partying.
Yeah, you were. I was a child.
I
You
was
thought it
already
was
DJing and
crazy.
partying by then. Yeah.
You thought it
She
was.
was like cartoon. The '90s Rain was like, "Yeah, I'm so drunk right now. Alex Smack, want me to smack you? What?"
She's like, I'm holding records. I gotta go find records.
What? I was.
Got records.
When DJs
I
in the
partied a lot
90s,
in the late 90s.
like
so.
they had wooden turntables.
Oh god. We used to drag them uphill in the snow.
I love telling people, I'm like, I've never put a record needle through a record.
I'm old, shut up.
I should
dad
have.
is-
I'm 37. I should have by now, but I've somehow avoided it. Like, it's not like I've never been around someone with a record player or something, but it's never been like, oh, I'm just gonna put a record on.
My dad told me so many stories. He's like, I remember setting up my speakers and my drunk friends tried to help me set my equipment up. And I'm like, he's like, stop, leave the equipment alone. You're drunk. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Like,
I like how this
I wanted-
conversation went from aliens into this now. This
Yeah.
is thing.
random show.
Got
Yeah.
a tangent. I feel like we talked enough about aliens too. We kind of got the gist of it. Like there's documentaries that are gonna come out. Nothing new really.
Yeah.
We'll see.
No, I'm just saying it's neat to see how it evolved to like what we're talking about right now. That's all.
Yeah, we do that.
I like these random shows, they're fun, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we're all about here in Ghost Head Nerd Talk. We are
Right.
random as fuck.
Yeah, I love a tangent.
You need to make that t-shirt. Ghost Head Nerd Talk. R as fuck.
I was just gonna say random as fuck, right?
Random as fuck.
That's random.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you never know. You don't want to like limit it necessarily.
Because everything, sometimes certain topics get boring. Like everybody's like, oh, nerd culture, we could talk about so much. Some nerd culture is boring. Like, let's go into like more of the nerd culture because the name Ghost Head, people are like, oh, gonna immediately talk about, because that's what me and Rain were talking about when we first got together to do the show. Like, we don't always have to talk about Ghostbusters. We can talk about the real paranormal stuff that's out there, not just the Ghostbusters stuff. That's the one thing I like about the name Ghost Head. Doesn't have to be Ghostbusters related shit. It could be like real nerds, like real shit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
No, nerd culture encompasses so much now. It's not just all the geeky stuff and comic books and things like that. It can encompass lots of different things.
Like weird conspiracy theories that I heard from
Yeah.
my classmate.
I mean, there are nerds who are super into that. Right.
I mean,
Or
it's like you gotta
anything
take it all with a
people-
grain of salt, but it's so fun to hear them and then think about it. Like, man, that would be crazy.
Or the flat earthers. I'm like, seriously?
Well, that's like obviously it's dumb as
I agree, but
Like that makes no sense to me because I don't understand like why. Like that makes no sense to me. I don't even know how you get there. It almost feels like some people just want to be trolls.
Yeah,
they're into that.
The people who are so susceptible to believing that kind of stuff too. Yeah, we are so random.
Yep, we are. Our page even agrees.
Yeah. I'm sure I'm susceptible, in that way, but it's like as long as I don't do anything crazy with it, I think it's harmless. I'll just download an app that flashes a light. But you close your eyes, but it was really cool.
It was 90. I can see it going. It was 99 cents. I had to buy.
No, I wouldn't pay for that.
Yeah, right.
You wouldn't pay 99 cents for flashy lights? Flashy.
Oh, it's called Luminate, and it was like a really interesting meditation.
Like I have the light right.
Yeah, no, yeah, it uses your flashlight and you like hold your phone like at you, like your camera, the flashlight at you, and you close your eyes and you like slowly get it closer and closer to your face, and you will see like cool patterns and stuff like that.
There's a bug that keeps flying over here, and it hit me in the arm, and that's why I was like, "What the hell is that?" I'm trying to see where it went, but I can hear it flying over here.
There are some crazy bugs that I've seen around Oregon. Yeah.
It's the little stink bugs that we get, the little.
Yeah, there's lots of beetles, lots of random beetles.
Yeah.
Spiders.
I mean, I like the beetles, but the wrong beetle.
Those Oregon trails. Those damn Oregon trails. They keep the bugs.
It's because it's so wet here. It's all that rain.
Is it? No. Okay. I'm bad.
I know, but that's why we have all those trees.
See, that's the other thing about like there's that's the other topic right there with we have aliens, we have ghosts, and then do you believe like if there's like there's like sinkholes or that could knock you into another time zone? I believe that could be kind of crazy.
Sinkholes?
I've never heard that.
Yeah, there's sinkholes that like.
Are you talking about like with Daffy Duck like bury, digs the China or something like that?
Yeah, there's like sinkholes. Like I don't know, it just opens up and sucks you in.
I mean, I've seen those, but I mean, I didn't hear about.
Not that, I think you just go into a hole.
Yeah, right.
I think you're just down a hole.
There's other sources.
Oh,
saying,
give me a ladder.
Choke.
No, I never heard about the time warp thing.
Yeah, I've seen things like people talking about stuff like that, and I'm just like,
oh, interesting.
I've heard of people like losing time on drives, like they'll have like a weird UFO incident, and then they'll be like in a completely different place, and like time has passed. It's like they got dropped off somewhere, like or their memory was wiped or something.
I mean, that happens to me with DJing. I'm like,
I know.
It's an hour already. Damn it! I'm just
like, how did I get home and what did I do with my phone?
Here's my phone.
I'm so tired.
I mean, when I get focused on stuff, I lose track of time completely. But I think that's the ADHD though, because when I get laser focused, I'll lose time. Like next thing I know, it's like 10 in the morning, and the next thing I know, it's 10 o'clock at night. I'm like, holy shit! I didn't eat. I haven't drinking anything. I just been working.
Yeah, it'll be like 2 p.m. and like shaking or like I need to eat something. All I've had is coffee.
Yeah. And I'm a dumbass and just go eat a piece of candy or something. All right, back to work.
That's why I have Clif bars. It's just like eating to live, not living to eat.
Yeah, especially when I get into prop building, it's stuff that I just want to jump right back into.
What I hate is like I've been working my portfolio and it'll be like 3 hours have passed and I'm like, it feels like nothing has gotten done. it's like what have I been doing?
That's like me at work.
That's like with design a lot too. I'll be like, there's no way all I've done is chosen a color.
There's 15 different pinks. Which one do I want to go?
Yeah, no, and then you'll be like, I love it, and then you leave and come back and you're like, I hate it. Being a designer is the worst. Like I'm like, if I could go back and choose a different job path, I probably would do the same. But what are you gonna do? Everyone wants to be a designer, I guess.
There's another topic that we didn't touch on. Maybe we could save that for next week. But the thing with cybernetics, like the robots and stuff like that.
Oh
Can there be a humanized robot? Like, will we ever see like robots? Because when you go to like a supermarket, the shop right that I live that I go to with my mom, there's literally a cybernetic thing that goes like floats through. It has like these weird blinky eyes. It's like you can
Really?
yeah, and it's like a camera, and you can ask it questions about where things are in the store, and it says how my name is, and you're like, "Oop, there goes the coworkers. There goes all the coworkers in the store."
Well, I think like Alita Battle Angel, another good movie. That I mean, I liked it, but it was like where people had like replacement arms and limbs, from like damaging or falls or. I mean, I could totally see us moving in that direction. I mean, there was another on the game of Cyberpunk 2077, where people had neural brain implants, that would help them hack into things. I could totally see us moving into that direction. Yeah. Because as we miniaturize computing more and more and more, especially with phones and things like that, I could totally see that.
Or you can putting a brain on a computer chip, and then is that still you? If it's copied on, because the original is still getting destroyed. And so if you have a copy of yourself, is that still you? Is that your consciousness continuing? It's like that metaphor where they replace every piece of a boat, right? Is it the same boat? Are you still like, when do you
are you a clone that time? Right. Do you have legal rights now? Because now you're not that actual person, that physical body. Yeah, it's an interesting ramification.
Yeah. If there's like, is the continuation of your consciousness so important, and is it, I guess you don't want to lose those memories that you made. So even if it isn't you, you're still preserving the idea of who you are.
Yeah. No, that's interesting.
Definitely.
Yeah, there's lots of interesting takes on that, I think, especially with like when it comes to robotics, cybernetics. I mean, especially with how far we've come with like I mean, if you watch like Boston Dynamics and their Atlas robot and stuff like that, I mean, it moves really well and they've got it down. But I mean, though it's a lot of coding and programming, but still, if we can get it to that kind of a robot arm that attaches to someone, we could totally move in that direction.
I think they do have some things like
some people have like I think I was reading, it might have been a few years ago, I remember where they hooked up neural attachments to someone's arm or something like that, and they were able to move like a finger. The brain was actually able to move pieces. So I know we're definitely going in that direction.
Hey.
Hey,
I can't shut her out. I'm in the living room now. Normally I would like
and he's like, well, let's talk about pets now. Let's talk about cats. You need me.
No, if I had the door open, my 3 would probably be in here too.
So I have a new roommate and she's really cool, but she has a dog named Layla also. So
you were saying
they're both named Layla. We have to say dog Layla and cat Layla.
Jeez. Did you have the dog and cat meet? Because sometimes they do that and sometimes they don't do that.
Yeah, they seem to be pretty chill with each other. They're not like besties. My cat's still like, oh, okay, but the dog's very chill. They're both 14. The cat and the dog are both 14.
Oh wow!
Yeah. We're like, they're twin flames.
Oh, look at this!
They're showmates.
Yeah. So eventually they'll be besties. I know it.
Right.
Sooner or later.
On my bucket list is having a cat and dog that are best friends.
No, we would like that too. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to see them cuddle. Like, it's gonna be so good.
Right.
One day. If not them, then one day.
Yeah, and then we contemplate: do we get a puppy? Because the puppy's younger, and then
it's
and then
more
what is
work,
it like?
It's cute.
Yeah, it is more work. Yeah. Because our cats are 4 now, so they're not exactly older, but they're kind of young juveniles.
If you get a puppy, they'll like acclimate to it better too. I think they're more likely to like want
an older
to
dog,
take care of it. Yeah. Just don't get a herding dog. Don't get a dog that needs a job. They're so sweet, so annoying.
Again, we're so random.
Now we really tangented. My cat really wants to get in front of this computer.
Dogs
She
and
wants to
cats,
be on the
like,
show.
Yeah, she's a star.
it's like, what do you guys think about eating cat food? Nah, can't do it. Yeah.
No. All right. Do we end it here, or do we keep
Yes.
going?
Yes,
yeah, now we're
absolutely.
talking about pets. So yeah, I think so.
Next, people do. Well, actually, we can open up with that topic about pets.
Yeah, people do like pets.
Yeah.
I
They
have a
like their own.
16-year-old wiener dog that thinks he now he doesn't need to. We need to help him with his direction because he bumps into things, everything. Walls are
blind?
concussion central.
Not seeing great. It's my guess. Like nearly there. He's he's on his own journey. So yeah, I don't have
All right,
anything
cool.
to add.
All right, gang.
My cat's like, let's go.
Feed me, bitch.
Yeah, pretty much. Give me lap now. That's really what she wants is the lap.
Right.
All right, gang. This was so much fun. I can't wait to next week's episode. Val, if you're watching this, we miss you, friend. We miss you.
Yes, you.
Hope you all the best with your fun adventure you're doing. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Just remember, I'm Ghostbuster Joe.
And I'm Rain.
Natasha.
And just remember, us ghost heads have a lot to talk about. Good night, everybody.